Hey folks, welcome back to the Lone Pine Tarot, or of course, welcome to Lone Pine Tarot for the very first time if you're new here. Thank you so much for joining me for day 3 of Blossoms and Blessings week. And as you can tell by the title, our topic is quite pun-worthy. It is what is leafing your life and what will grow in its place. I couldn't help myself with the pun. I was like, I have to use it. I have to do it. So forgive me if it's a bit corny, but it is a very, very good message, I think, for spring. You know, we clean out the old and we usher in the new. So I'm excited for today's topic. Anyways, without further ado, let us pick our pile leaders to start. So sinking into our spirit guides, higher beings that have the best intentions for our community. Please guide us to the right pile leaders to choose our messages with today. Thank you. Okay, feel that one for pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Let's unveil every card. So for pile 1 over here on the left, your leader today is, mushroom, number 31. Very beautiful. It looks like chanterelle mushrooms to my understanding. Correct me down in the comments below if that's incorrect, but I think it's chanterelle. Then for pile 2 in the middle, we have, gorgeous, number 4, Wisteria. One of the most beautiful trees in my opinion. And last but not least, for our wonderful pile 3 over here on the right, number 39, we have strawberry here. I'll hold that in the middle. Very cute. Okay, so a quick refresher. Pile 1 is mushroom, pile 2 is wisteria, and pile 3 is strawberry. Though, of course, as I always say, you're welcome to pause right now if you need more time to decide what pile you would like read for you. I always suggest go with your first gut instinct, what feels right when you look at it, what draws your eye. Then, whenever you're ready, or whatever your method of choosing, you can drop down to the description box below or the top pinned comment beneath the video. Find the timestamp there for your pile, and I'll see you in our little chat about what is leafing your life and what will grow in its place. Okay, see you there. Hello there, pile 1. Welcome today to your pick a card reading about what is leafing your life as well as what will grow in its place. As you recall, your pile leader was the very beautiful mushroom. So we'll set that one actually in the middle today instead of the left. And let's begin the reading with drawing cards for both sides of what's leaving as well as what's entering. So let's begin with the Citadel Oracle today. Calling on your spirit guides, all higher beings with the highest, best intentions in mind for pile 1. Okay, so there's this side. And then one more I need for the, I couldn't even finish shuffling, but that's okay. That saves us time. So we'll talk about those in a little while here. We have some cards to draw. Okay, what's leaving? Okay, that was that side. Everything is already just kind of unveiling itself. I don't have to flip anything over. I'm not complaining, pile 1, but... And what's entering? Well, for sure that one wants to come out. And then we've got teapot. Oh, beautiful. Gorgeous messages coming out today for you, pile 1. Okay, so right off the bat, let's read just this side. What is leaving your life? So you already kind of saw the cards, but I will hold them up. From the Citadel Oracle, you received the Adventurer with the element of water, responsibility, and expectations. And in tandem with that, from your tea leaf, you received Club. Someone will try to make you do something against your will. So pile 1, I get the feeling right off the bat that, excuse the pun because it's kind of like a bat, but I guess we're full of puns today. Right off the bat, there is a message about someone or a person leaving your life. That's kind of what I'm seeing. It's like a shift of a relationship changing. And it's someone that you're either responsible for or has had like high expectations in terms of time investment out of you. It could have been perhaps like for some reason a manager is really coming to mind, a manager or a boss that maybe has really, really high expectations, almost too much, I'm hearing. And same thing too with the club. Someone will try to make you do something against your will. They almost kind of feel like someone that's like almost like they're always kind of cracking the whip at you. They're always someone who is wanting more and more and more. And it's a good thing to expect or to have high expectations, high standards for people, right? But it feels like this person is, I want to say entitled. I want to say they have a little bit too high expectations, okay? To the point where they're almost hard to be around. And I don't think you necessarily, I mean, maybe some of you already kind of are upset with this person, you're kind of fed up with them. But I'm getting the sense for the other half of you that you're not quite at the point of being that frustrated with them yet, but it's going to kind of come to a head, and then you're going to realize, okay, maybe this energy isn't energy that I want in my life. Maybe this energy is more along the lines of something I want to, speaking of the season, I want to spring clean out of my life. I want to take a broom and just bat it out the door, okay? Like you would some dust that doesn't serve you anymore, okay? So I think part of it was, I don't read malice out of it. I just think this person is highly perfectionistic and they expect a lot, which, like I said, can be good sometimes, but I don't know if there's like an outside pressure or stressor, especially if, like, say this is a work situation, pile one, where perhaps this person is a manager and they got someone cracking a whip at them, so they, you know, things roll downhill and then it kind of comes down onto you. And for whatever reason, though, and we'll see that more with the other cards that pop forward, this person seems to be leaving your life. I don't know if, say, it is like a job, the manager leaves or is like let go, or maybe you move somewhere else away from this person in terms of career, something along those lines. And it's very interesting because, and I didn't say this at the beginning, but your mushroom, your pile leader that you were drawn to today, pile one, in this particular deck from the Sickle Oracle, it's called, the mushroom represents burning out. Okay? It also represents working hard in the background with nobody noticing. And so I almost wonder if it's not necessarily that you're not working hard enough, pile one. It's just that this person that's maybe been kind of riding on your tail, like trying to like I said, crack that whip at you, they aren't noticing all the things that you're doing. So you're being kind of underestimated here. You're being undervalued is another really good term that's coming to mind. Okay, so that sensation of being undervalued, that sensation of being, you know, kind of helicoptered around by someone who is trying to get more out of you than they deserve, that is what is leaving from what I'm seeing so far, okay? Then, on the side of what is entering your life, well, actually, maybe we'll wait on that for a little bit. Let's keep talking about this situation, and then the other half of the reading we'll talk about what's taking its place. I think that's a better way to structure that. So, let me see. Let's do the tarot reading for this side too. I have some tarot cards. Okay, maybe 5? I usually do 5 as my spread. Usually I'm a bit more organized than this pile one, but today I wanted to kind of be more open-ended with everybody. I felt drawn to being, kind of seeing what comes and what goes with the, as I go along, what structure I feel is best, you know? And then there's, oh, actually there's 6. Not a lot of room on the table, but I will take the 6 because that is what came out. Oopsie, I almost dropped that one. And let's see, I'm going to actually, you know, I'm going to take these off the table just for now, but I promise we'll look at them later. Okay, so first up we have the Knight of Swords reversed. Yes, okay, so that's kind of what I was talking about, pile one. The Knight of Swords can indicate needing to take more action with our words or with our logical, like, intelligent mind, but it can also represent someone that takes action in a way where they're very sharp with others. I think this represents the person that we've been talking about that's maybe been kind of a pain in your butt lately or soon will be, and then part of that is what spurs them to leave your life, okay? They're kind of a Knight of Swords, I'm feeling. We have the Hermit reversed. Okay, something comes to light. Something comes out of hiding. Let's see what else we get. death is change. Yeah, so change is coming in this area. We'll see what the other cards say in terms of maybe why they leave. We have the Ace of Cups. Reversed is, yes, a breaking of a relationship. This, I know it's repetitive, pile one, but this is kind of nice because it's just confirming what I was saying before with what was intuitively coming through. And then we have the Six of Pentacles. Beautiful is fairness. And I think that's part of what really has been lacking a lot lately, pile one, in this situation for you. People aren't being fair to you, especially maybe this one person in particular. Okay. And then, oopsie, make sure these are nice and straight. And then last but not least, we have the King of Pentacles reversed. I think that might indicate, because Pentacles tend to represent career and finance, pile one, I think that may indicate that perhaps this Knight of Swords person gets let go. And I think I was on the right track earlier in terms of thinking that this is probably related to career for a lot of you. This is someone at your job. So especially if you've had a boss lately that's just been kind of nasty, or they're kind of ramping up to being too tough on you, that's what's leaving your life, okay? And it's going to reduce a lot of stress, pile one. I know, and two, when I talked about your mushroom card, excuse me, it represented burnout. You're going to burn out less. You're going to be able to focus more on your work instead of just thinking about, oh God, like, what is this boss going to think? What are they going to say? Like, what do they expect of me? Like, what are they going to be upset about today? Like, like I said, I don't think they're a bad person necessarily, or at least for all of you. It's just that they have such high expectations that it stresses everybody else around them out. And I think that's part of really what spurs the action and motion to have them be removed from the situation or the job specifically. But yeah, this could apply to many different things too. It could be, maybe in a group that you're in general, a friend group, where maybe someone has really high expectations and kind of orders everybody around, kind of beats them around with like a club, metaphorically, more verbally speaking, right? But yeah, this is the essence of change. This is the essence of something kind of coming to light. That might also be why that they are removed from the situation, pile one, is because with that Hermit reversed, something comes to light about what they've been doing. Something becomes more prominent. The Hermit reverse can also represent like something coming out of its shell a little bit. So maybe right now it's been in the background and like the right people haven't been noticing that have the power to remove this person from the equation. But then something happens, they notice, and then they're like, oh God, this has been going on the whole time. And it's really been frustrating, pile one. Like maybe even say this is a boss situation, like their boss notices and is like, hey, you need to change this, and then they don't, and then maybe that's why they get let go. Something along those lines, but it's going to differ for every single one of you, of course. And then, yeah, so we have change, we have the separation of a relationship with the Ace of Cups reversed, but things are a lot more fair. Things are focused on to be made more equal in the situation. So, especially too, if you've been bearing the brunt of a lot of work, maybe that's the other problem, pile one, is that people have been kind of just, or this particular person's been dumping a lot of work on you. Okay, that can be another reason as to why, like, they're let go and why you've been burned out and things like that. So that's what's leaving your life. Very exciting. Though I have one more card for this section of the reading. I have a surrender card, which is a kind of a letting go deck. Spirit, is there anything else you want to say about what is leaving their life? I think pile one needs a vacation. We have, very interesting, surrender to the beauty of the natural world. I was just funny. I was like, oh, they need a vacation. Take a relaxing break and spend time in nature. Replenish yourself by feeling the beauty and the ecstasy there. So I think Spirit's not really saying too much more about this situation because we've already spoken a lot with the other cards about who's leaving. I think this is just advice on coping with it in the meantime before that person is removed from your life. This reminds me of, and I can't remember the Japanese term for it, but I think they call it forest bathing in English. It's about how much good it does for us to go out in nature and to experience the natural world. It's good for our blood pressure. It's good for our stress. It's good for our oxygen levels, being out in nature near a bunch of trees and plants and things like that. So consider taking a hike. Consider maybe going out to a park or something, going out to a local pond. If you have a pet like a dog, maybe walk the dog a little bit more. Just get out into nature a bit more, and that will help you cope with a lot of the stress in the interim before this clears out of your life, okay? So that's that half of the reading. So let's talk about what is taking its place, which is also very exciting, pile one. We have the cards I already drew for you, so we'll put those right back on as I promised. And we'll clear some space here. And we also have another deck to draw, so I'll do that right now. So Spirit, what is entering their life after this person leaves? Can you tell us that? Put this one over here. Thank you. Okay. We have the raccoon and the sycamore with curiosity. Oh, there goes my pencil. I have a pencil that marks off the bottom. Sorry if you see a pencil on screen. If you don't, just ignore what I said, but just lets me know the boundaries. So, and then let's draw your tarot cards again to explain more about the situation of what's entering. Well, I can tell you this, there's a better relationship coming. I don't know if it might be a replacement manager, if that's your situation, but it's someone of the same sex, as the teapot says, and it says deep friendships. So I think you get along with them really well, pile one. But it could mean technically like an unrelated friendship of some sort, but it is something that will benefit your life greatly, or they will be, I should say. Okay, so we have the tarot cards down here. We already talked about the deep friendship of someone of the same sex. Okay, so yes, it seems like there's a relationship coming along, pile one. As I was saying, that is a very deeply connected friendship. And, you know, what more could you ask for, especially if this is a boss that is leaving and a new one comes in, to have a boss that you can actually be buddies with. Like, that's very rare. A lot of times, you know, you want to get along with your boss and be cordial, but actually having a friendship with your boss, that's a pretty rare thing, and that can really make or break a job, is how friendly they are with you and vice versa. So, you know, in either case too, even if it's not a boss, if it's just like maybe someone in a friend group, it seems like after the initial person that was causing some issues leaves, this opens up room for deep friendship with someone else. And that could be literally a new person, pile one, or it could literally be maybe someone new to the entire friend group that's being added. And there's someone that is really important to your life path. I think, you know, even maybe platonic soulmate, someone to just get along with really, really well. Like, maybe even when you meet, it's that feeling of, oh, we've already known each other for so many years, even though you just greeted each other. You know, one of those connections. Very rare in life, very, very valuable. And then we have the Archer with air, biding your time and planning ahead. What an interesting card. Biding your time and planning ahead. And it says that, I think, because when you do archery, or at least when I've done archery before, you have to plan a lot about where you're going to point the bow and draw back and your stance and everything before you aim at the target even. Okay. Biding your time, planning ahead. Interesting. I wonder if that means you're going to have more time opened up to actually plan more for the future, because, you know, especially if, you know, we talked about the mushroom represents burnout, right? If this stressful person that is currently your manager or has been taking up a lot of your time, no matter what their role is, leaves your life, pile one, that will give you more free time. And I think that's what opens up this whole world of not only, yes, a deep friendship with someone that you didn't have before, but also more time to actually, like, slowly work through things, to plan ahead in life instead of just being stuck in the rat race of, you know, what does this person expect of me today that I have to worry about and be anxious about, things like that. I just see a lot more like clear thinking, a lot more goal-oriented thinking, just like an archer would turn their bow right at a target and have to kind of think about it before they pull the string, okay, and let it go. Interesting. And then we also have the raccoon and sycamore with curiosity. More room to think, more room to be curious and to explore rather than just figuring out what you have to get done day by day. It's just opening up a lot more room in your life for a more meandering pace, I think, rather than having to be so quick all the time, pile one. Your tarot cards, though, will also give us some more details. I'm very curious. Let's see. Card one. The Three of Swords reversed. Beautiful. Overcoming pain. A lot of pain is leaving your life, pile one. Okay? A lot of healing is coming along for you. We also have the Six of Pentacles again. More fairness. We saw that in the very first half of the reading. in the situation with the person that's leaving your life, right? The boss, maybe, I think, for a lot of you. So not only are you gaining healing from pain and less pain in general, you're getting more fairness, especially in terms of money, with it being Pentacles. Okay, another good sign for career. We have the Page of Wands. This is what I was talking about before with the mentality of like the archer and the curiosity. Like, I remember I said, I was like, oh, I think you're going to have more time to actually like kind of slowly explore things. A Page of Wands, pile 1, is all about exploring our passions. And pages are, like, their main characteristic is being curious, exploring things. Hence the curiosity from the raccoon and the sycamore, okay? So lots of synchronicities in this reading. A lot of things are being kind of repeated, but it is nice to see that, because sometimes I'll say things intuitively, and then when it comes up later in my card, I'm like, okay, that's a double reaffirmation from your spirit guides that yes, that's exactly what they mean. So then we have the World reversed, which means it's not over. So I don't think you're going to actually really lose anything, pile 1. Because I know some of the fear might be when I say, oh, you're going to lose a boss, potentially. Like, if that's your situation and it's job-related, that you might think, oh god, I'm going to get fired or something. I think the World reversed is saying that you're not going to have to end anything, because reversed, it means something is not at its finality, okay? It seems like things are going to keep going and continuing smoothly, or probably more smoothly than they had been, so. And last but not least, we have the King of Pentacles reversed again. That one was in the last one, too. And I swear to God, I did shuffle. So, King of Pentacles reversed is interesting. Because sometimes, you know, that can be negative. Because usually it means, it can represent someone that's not very, like, good with their finances. It can also mean, like, a setback in a job. But like I said, with the World, reversed right before it, pile 1, it's not the end of something. It's like something continues on. You know, I almost wonder, because this is like an entering your life like topic, at least this half of the reading, if this means that you're not going to have to worry about money as much because of the Six of Pentacles being like more equal distribution of fairness in terms of finances. It maybe potentially you get a promotion or you make more money somehow, no matter what vehicle that comes through. And not only does it allow you more greater equality in finances, like I was saying with the Six of Pentacles, but that time of being able to explore your passions more, of being able to bide time with less burnout and do things out of curiosity rather than, oh, what do I just need to get finished today? It's like everything becomes less of a whole task list and more of a journey or an adventure, okay? Something to explore rather than have to just walk down a list of, okay, I gotta do this, oh, I gotta do that, then I gotta do this. It's more free, less stressful, okay? So lots of friendship coming your way. I think, you know, especially if this is job-related, pile 1, as I said before, it might be a manager that's let go and a new manager comes in that you have a deep friendship with after you meet them. Or in any case, like say it's a friend group, someone new comes in that you click with really well, or even it just opens up time or attention from someone in that friend group that perhaps the person that leaves was kind of blocking before, and then you create a really good friendship with them, or with another person in the group, the one that's not leaving, I mean. And 2, I feel like there's just a whole lot of less stress. There's a whole lot less feeling like everything is so goal-oriented. It's more enjoying the journey rather than the destination is probably a really good way to put it, if I would summarize everything I've been saying so far. So it looks like good finances, pile 1. It looks like I don't think you're going to lose a job or anything because of that World reversed. Not having to worry about money as much. I think that maybe means, you know, promotion or higher pay, a little bit of a raise potentially. Just good things all around after that person that's been causing some problems, I can tell, leaves the situation or the group or the job that you're at. Okay, so lots of blessings coming down the pipeline for you. So that is what I'll leave you with today, my wonderful pile number 1. Thank you so much for tuning in for day 3 of Blessings and Blossoms week. There you go, I got the word out. Phrase. that was your reading for day 3 of Blossoms and Blessings week. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it resonated. And if so, please like the video itself. Please comment down below. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. That just helps me out a little bit, which helps me provide more readings for both you and others in the future. And as is our tradition on Lone Pine Tarot, I wish you a wonderful rest of your day with less frustrating people in your life. Of course, we all want no frustrations, right? And I hope to see you in the next reading. Bye, Pile 1. Hello there, Pile number 2. Welcome today to your pick a card reading about what is leafing your life, as well as what will grow in its place. As you recall, you were drawn to the very beautiful Wisteria, number 4. And we'll set your pile leader over here to the left, and let's begin the first half of the reading with talking about what is leaving, or leafing, as the pun goes, your life. So let's draw some cards on that. First, we have the Citadel Oracle, calling the spirit guides and higher beings that have the best intentions in mind for pile 2 today. Please guide us to the right cards for their message about what is leaving. What's leaving their life? Okay, very prominently this one is like, pick me. So we'll take that one. And then we also have the Surrender deck. And of course we have Tarot too. Okay, that one is just flew out over by the rose. We'll take it. And 5. Okay, pile 2. Thank you for your patience as I drew the cards. Let's begin unveiling your cards for today. So from the Citadel Oracle, you received Vengeance with the element of Earth, overcoming slights and a choice. Oh boy. Kind of an intense card to get right off the bat. Interesting. Let's see what else. I'm curious to see what else pops out. We have from the Tea Leaf Jug, Lighthearted Carefree Time. Let's see. There we go. And your surrender card today is Surrender to your intuition. Tune into your inner voice. Be aware of any gut feelings, flashes, knowings, or aha moments that come through to guide you. And we'll unveil your tarot cards. Card 1, the Hermit. Card 2 is the Knight of Swords. Interesting picture forming here, pile 2. Ace of Pentacles, okay. 10 of Pentacles. And last but not least, oopsie, I'm gonna just organize these a bit. We have the 5 of Swords. So, you know, pile 2, you almost remind me of pile 1 today, in that I think what is leaving your life is some sort of conflict. And the conflict seems to me to be over a bitterness of some sort. I almost want to say, I think there's someone in your life that might be a little bit, the word envious is coming up, is a little bit envious of an opportunity that you got that they didn't, especially when it comes to finances and money, because of the presence of the Ace of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles here, especially too because when we have the Ace, which is an opportunity in career or finance, we also have, like, being it next to the 10 of Pentacles, which is like an inherited wealth of some sort. It almost feels like this person, it's like they feel like you don't deserve it. And I'm not sure if you're aware of it, pile 2, or if you aren't, and maybe this is something that comes to a head soon, and then it's like your spirit guide's kind of like giving you a heads up, like, hey, this might be coming forward, that you didn't quite know that it was on the way. But I almost want to say for most of you, you're not sure of it yet, because the Hermit is the very first card. That's the card of something being hidden, something kind of hiding away. It's a light or a truth that hasn't come forward yet. Okay. But then it comes about. I think they say something to you. Knight of Swords is taking action with our words, communication, our mind, because it's air, right? They say something and you realize, oh, this person kind of feels bitter about an opportunity that I have. And the reason why I say bitter is because of your Citadel Oracle, which I'll peel back here with our limited space, but it says the vengeance. Overcoming slights and a choice. I don't think that necessarily means that this person is going to try to get revenge on you for the opportunity that they think that you got that they didn't. I don't see it as that drastic, but I do see that bitterness there, and what it does is it leads to a conflict of some sort, which also, interestingly, pile 2. Your Wisteria, I haven't even talked about that yet, but your pile leader you were drawn to, in fact, I'll just pull it forward here for you so we can look at it again. Your Wisteria in this deck represents jeopardizing relationships for goals or avoiding doing so. To my understanding, there was a myth that the guidebook for the Wisteria had referenced, and I think it was a Korean myth, and forgive me, I don't remember the name of it, but it was about 2 sisters that I think fell in love with the same man and they didn't know it. And in the end, when they found out, they chose the love of each other over fighting over the man. They decided, well, you know what? We're not going to sacrifice our sisterhood for this goal. Okay. So that's where that competitive element comes in, especially with vengeance having come out from the Citadel Oracle. I think right now maybe it seems like things are lighthearted, carefree with the jug, but there's something deep down where I almost wonder if your subconscious knows, because your surrender card is about surrendering to your intuition, listening to your gut. But the good news is, pile 2, and I'm sure you're probably like, well, how is this a good thing, right? It's leaving your life. This is the half of the reading about what is going away. So I don't know in what way this person is leaving. It could be literally like in the myth from the Korean folktale. The sisters choose each other instead of the goal that they have in mind of fighting over the man that they're both in love with. It could be that maybe this friend realizes, hey, wait a minute. Or a coworker. It could be a coworker too. It could be a family member, even like in the legend, where they decide, you know what, we're not going to fight over this. It could also end up in a way of it severs the relationship. But if you have someone in your life, pile 2, that is that easily envious of things, instead of being happy for you with this opportunity, then it's good that they clear out from your life anyways. Okay. So actually, let me grab another tarot card. That's what I want to grab, to see if the spirit guides can give us more information on if it's getting along afterwards and realizing it's not worth it to be mad at each other, or if it is a leaving your life in terms of this person does actually physically leave. Okay. Thank you, spirit guides. 3 cards here. Kind of doing the readings open-ended today in terms of structure, so you get extra tarot cards, pile 2, for at least the first half of your reading. Let's unveil these together. So, number 1 is the 3 of Swords is pain. Okay, so I regret to inform you, pile 2, this might be a little bit more of a painful separation than you're expecting. Although you have the Ace of Cups, which means a new relationship. Interesting. And then we have the 7 of Swords, which is trickery or deception. Yeah, so pile 2, like I said, I regret to inform you, but I want to be an honest tarot reader. I think the way this leaves your life is there might be a little bit of... I think there might be a separation. I don't think it will end in the way of, you know, oh, let's agree just not to try to sabotage or be mad at each other over, you know, a shared goal. I think it might be more painful than that. Okay, so just remember, key into your intuition when it comes to this person. Pay close attention, and I think that's why your spirit guides are telling you this now through the reading that you're watching, because they want you to see it coming. They don't want it to take you unawares, kind of like the Seven of Swords, which can mean trickery or deception, right? Okay. They want you to see it coming so that you're prepared, so that it doesn't hurt as badly as it would have had you not known, okay? I think, like I said, you probably subconsciously already know because they said surrender to your intuition, so this probably might not even be as painful or as much of a surprise to you as maybe I'm expecting as the tarot reader. You know, feel free to tell me down in the comments below if you kind of already know what this is talking about, but yeah, but don't feel bad about it, pile 2, like I said. If this person truly supports you, they'll be happy for you rather than envious. They'll be like, oh, pile 2 is succeeding and got this opportunity and I'm so proud of them and I love them. Like, that's what a good person does. So if they get bitter and they get nasty just because they're envious, you probably don't want them in your life anyway. Okay, so that seems to be what is leaving your life. Key into your intuition, because I think the signs are already there. All right? So let us move on to the positive half of the reading, though, about what is taking its place. So let us grab some new cards. We'll clear the deck, or the desk, I should say. I said deck probably because I'm using a million decks right now. There we go. Make room for the next part of the reading. So we'll use the Citadel again. So spirit guides, what is entering their life that's taking this relationship's place? Thank you. Draw to this one. And we'll have another tea leaf. Let's hope it's lots of positive blessings, pile 2, right? Something happy. Because the first half of your reading was not 100% sunshine and rainbows, right? We have, let's see, oh, beautiful. Basket, recognition, reward for merit. We'll talk about that in a second. Good. Good things are coming. I like to be able to say that as the tarot reader. I want you to walk away with a smile on your face, but... Okay, let's see what we've got. And, of course, your tarot cards. I am already getting an intuitive hint, pile 2, that I think some of that recognition and that reward for merit is based off the opportunity that you were offered, that we talked about in the first half of your reading. I think you're going to do really well at it. I'm getting that sense quite clearly. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's unveil your cards, pile 2. Well, we already saw basket, recognition, reward for merit. That doesn't need too much more explaining, and that's very, very positive. Then from Citadel, we have the miser with the element of earth, stubbornness and inflexibility. Interesting. I think it's because of your determination. I think that's why stubbornness came up, pile 2. Then we have the otter and the cattail with peace. Beautiful. Okay, so what's taking the place of all the stuff we talked about, the conflict before? Reward. Being determined for your goals, which I think leads to that recognition and that reward for merit. And peace, most importantly. Okay, it's going to be a lot more peaceful. I think because, you know, when you have an envious person in your life, pile 2, it makes things a lot more difficult. So kind of just inherently by them leaving your life, it makes things a lot smoother and a lot more calm. So first card from tarot is the 10 of Cups reversed. Okay, so that almost makes me think of the, because it's the initial card, the inciting incident, I like to call that first position. This is technically meaning the breaking of a relationship, so I think I was right in the very beginning when I said that I think it won't end in compromise. It might end in a separation. So, but chin up. Good things are coming, I'm feeling. We have the Two of Swords needing to make a choice. We have the Seven of Wands reversed as the heart of the matter, I call it. And that means not having to be so defensive. You won't have to defend yourself so much. And that probably comes as a relief, especially if you've been fighting with somebody before. Then we have the Ten of Wands, which can mean a burden, but let's keep going. And then we have the Devil reversed, which means we're freed from something. Okay, so pile 2. Lots of good tidings here for the most part for what's taking the place of what's leaving. So we talked about an envious friend or companion is maybe leaving. Taking their place, however, is a time and space opening up for you to be able to pursue your goals. I think that's where the miser comes in, which I know that typically is a negative connotation. When we think of a miser, we think of someone who's greedy. We think of someone who is inflexible and, stodgy and, maybe even grumpy, especially if we think of like the old archetype of an old grumpy miser man, right? But I'm reading it more as that is your determination, okay? That is your focus after this relationship potentially leaves your life. Then you have more time to think about, what am I going to do with this opportunity that I'm given that I think someone was envying you for, right? So it's nose to the grindstone. You work really hard. Like I said before, I'm getting a really strong intuitive hint that I think you're going to do really well at it. I think you're going to excel. Yes, there's some pain in the separation. It's one of those situations where it's like you're giving something up, but you're also gaining in return afterwards. Ten of Cups reversed, I think, is, like I said, bye-bye to the relationship that was before. But then you're offered a choice. It opens up a path to be able to choose from, a crossroads. And you have to decide what path to take, and as soon as you do, that's when the nose to the grindstone happens, okay? You're working really hard. Things go really well. You don't have to be as defensive anymore, okay? There is a little bit of a hint to be wary of burnout, though, because you do have the Ten of Wands here as near future advice after things kind of open up and you're well on your way through this opportunity that's given to you that we talked about earlier. But just be wary about taking on too much, because you already have the stress of maybe what happened in the beginning with the relationship not working out, maybe having lost someone in terms of at least friendship, right? And you don't want to invite more stress in, because I think sometimes, when we're upset about things, we try to throw ourselves into work or other distractions. And what your spirit guides are saying is they want more peace for you, like the otter and the cattail talks about. This should be a peaceful time. This should be a smooth sailing. This should be a time for you just to focus on your goal. And then at the end, making sure you don't burn yourself out too much. You have the Devil reversed. You're freed from something. It's like the opening of a door of a cage. And you have the Basket, which is recognition and reward for merit. I think also, too, your success in this area will help free you from some of the sadness of the separation. Okay, that's maybe some of the freeing element of the Devil reversed. I think it'll also maybe free you from burdens that you've had before. Okay, could literally even mean if this is job related, maybe you make some more money or you make a really good sale depending on the type of job that you have or career that you have. And things are just a lot more calm. More easy sailing. More smooth going, okay? So, don't be too sad that maybe this success comes at the exchange of a relationship. I mean, maybe you're not even that unhappy about it, pile 2, because if you already recognize who that person was and you're already kind of starting to feel like, I don't know about this person, maybe that's a relief to hear. So maybe I shouldn't just assume that it's like a sad thing for you, but at the same time, for those of you that it is, maybe not the best thing that you wanted to hear, just know that there's a lot better things coming, taking the place of that person afterwards, okay? There is reward. There is freeing yourself from stress. There's more peace. You don't have to be as defensive, okay? The pain is overcome. And blessings will flow to you, all right? So, that is your reading for today. I hope you liked it, pile 2. I was going to call you pile 3 for some reason. Pile 2. I hope you liked it. I hope it resonated. And if it did, please like the video itself. Please comment down below. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not done so yet. That just helps me out a little bit, which helps me provide more readings for both you and others in the future. And as is our tradition on Lone Pine Tarot, I wish you a wonderful rest of your day with lots of healing and rewards for all the effort that you put into your work, as well as, you know, the freeing up of space in your life from people that maybe don't want the best for you. Of course, you know, we were talking about that person in the very beginning of the reading. And I hope to see you in the next reading, pile 2. Okay. Bye. Hello there, pile number 3. Welcome today to your pick a card reading about what is leafing your life, using the pun, right? As well as what will take its place. As you recall, the pile leader you were drawn to was the very, very cute strawberry. So we'll set this off to the left to begin. In the first half of the reading, we're going to be talking about what is leaving your life. So let's start drawing the cards for that. Connecting to the spirit guides and higher beings with the best of intentions for our pile 3 today. Please give us the right cards to explain what is leaving their life. Oh, that one already popped out, and then I was drawn to that one. So we'll take both of them. Look at me not paying attention. So you got 2 for that one. There we go. And we have the surrender cards. Thank you for your patience as I shuffle here, pile 3. Take that one. I'm feeling that one for sure. And then we have your tarot cards to draw as well. What is leaving? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, let's unveil your cards, pile 3. So first up, from the Citadel Oracle, we had the 2 that popped out. So the one that I didn't notice was the Archer with the element of air, biding your time, planning ahead. And the second one is with the element of air again. We have the Cartographer, a crossroads and exploration. Interesting. Huh. Wonder what that is all about. Then we have your tea leaf, archway. New opportunities, possibilities, and paths opening up. And your surrender card, last but not least for the oracle cards at least, surrender your ego. Cultivate gratitude, be of service to others, and come from your heart. A big ego can work against you, but humility will further your goals. Interesting reading so far, pile 3. Let's grab your tarot cards before I say anything and connect the whole reading together. So we have, they were already kind of flipped up, the Emperor as the inciting incident. So I think pile 3, this is talking about some sort of action you've been taking. Some sort of masculine energy type pursuit, because that is what the Emperor represents in tarot. You know, it almost feels to me, pile 3, and this is more of an intuitive thing, that I think it's like you've been on a journey, but maybe you're starting to tire out with this journey. Then we have, oh, there we go, the Knight of Cups. Taking action with our emotions sometimes can mean some sort of romantic thing as well. We'll see what else pops out. The Five of Wands reversed is the heart of the matter. Overcoming a conflict of egos, which is funny because ego came up here with your surrender card. The Eight of Swords reversed. Okay, releasing ourselves from a mental block, prison. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles reversed as the end card. What a fascinating reading, pile 3. I apologize. I'm going to take just a moment to look over everything as well as take a drink for my voice, but I do get the feeling of you having been, like I said before, on a long journey that I think you're starting to tire out a little bit. It might be letting go of a certain path. Especially because of Archway saying new opportunities and possibilities. Okay, let me just take that drink and look over everything. You know, yeah, it feels like a new direction in life. That's what it really feels like, pile 3. It's almost like with the Archer, because the Archer represents like biding your time, as it said. And also, too, when we think of an archer trying to strike a target, they have to take some time to make sure they have like the proper foot position and the right amount of like drawing back the bowstring and pointing the arrow and accounting for things like the wind. There's a lot of planning involved, right? It's a lot of taking time after maybe having been going really fast on a certain path. And the cartographer, too, is your other Citadel Oracle up here that we showed earlier. You know, it's about, crossroads and exploration. And a crossroads, pile 3, is, it's making a choice. And then we have, even with the path imagery of the archway, with new opportunities. Something comes along, I think, and it invites you on a new journey after you've been tired with the old one. And it's also interesting because your strawberry, I haven't even talked about your pile leader yet, pile 3. Your strawberry represents adopting a new angle, and especially it represents abundance and sharing your wealth. So I think it could be related to your job. It could be related to whatever you do to make money, or it's like some new way of living where your finances change, okay? But in general, like I said, it's like taking a new angle, a new way of looking at life. It's leaving behind your point of view about how to live life and taking a new path. I think right now you've been really focused on security and structure and taking action in those areas, with the Emperor having been the inciting incident. But then you realize, you know what? There's something else that sparks my passion, that really gets my heart going, with the Knight of Cups. Because the Knight of Cups is someone who takes action based on their feelings and their heart. And I think what it is that you realize that you don't like about the path that you're on is there's some sort of... Here's what I'll say, pile 3. I think you're on the path you're on. If you're frustrated with it, it's really deep down because... Oh, how do I put this? I'm sorry I'm hesitating. The qualities of pride are coming forward. Pride and ego. And I don't mean that to chastise you, and neither do your spirit guides, pile 3, but it's like you're so set on continuing on the path you're on because you think, if I stay on this path, I can continue with thinking that I made the right choice in the beginning. But if I let go of this path, it'll hit my pride, because then maybe I'll recognize, oh, I was wrong to have tried this path in the first place. But really, pile 3, it's not so much that you're going to be wrong. It's not a sacrifice of pride. It's letting go, being in conflict with ego and pride and ambition here, with the 5 of Wands reversed as the heart of the matter. And it's a way of freeing yourself from a pattern of thinking that's trapping you, with the 8 of Swords reversed. Now, interestingly, though, we have the 10 of Pentacles reversed at the very end. And that is the reversal of a card meaning legacy and inheritance and things passed down. I think also, too, maybe part of what you're leaving behind is a way of life that you've lived for a very long time. Maybe even one inherited down to you from your parents, from your family ancestral lines. Because sometimes the 10 of Pentacles can mean things in that area of life, right? It's like uprooting things completely, even from your family, or like their way of life, and trying something new. But what it takes, pile 3, is sacrificing pride. But it's worth it, I think. And we will talk a little bit more in the second half of your reading about what is taking its place, okay? We do have that part to get to, but this is what is leaving your life, okay? Or at least you're being given the opportunity to free yourself from this way of living. Because I think deep down inside, there's some part of you that knows, despite the pride you might have continuing on this path, there's a little nugget of unhappiness. Or at least a discontentment I'm hearing, with almost wondering, well, what if? What if I tried that new thing? What if I went this way instead? What if I went down the path less traveled? Like the strawberry says, trying a new angle. Adopting a new angle, I should say, more. And especially one that leads towards more abundance, because that's another representation of, that the strawberry is representation of, in terms of the way that it was described in the deck that it came from. And I almost want to say for some of you, it's backing away from being so nose to the grindstone with your career. That might not apply to every single one of you, but there is a certain segment of you that I'm getting a specific message for with that. And it could be that you move to a complete new career. It could be that maybe even move where you're living, pile 3, like maybe you're moving house, moving to a completely new area that you haven't lived in most of your life or have never lived before. But it's a new opportunity. It's new beginnings. It's something that's very, very good for you. Okay. So let us talk about what is taking its place. And maybe your spirit guides will even say this is why we're kind of encouraging you maybe to go in this direction instead. So let's clear the board for you, pile 3. Okay. So, spirit guides of pile 3, can you tell us, after, if they choose to take that path, what takes its place? What's better for them that's waiting? Thank you. Feel that one right there. What takes its place? And I think they're going to describe what's down this new path more. And we'll grab your Woodland Wardens. I almost wonder too, pile 3, if you're doing this with other people, it might not just be you taking a new path, it might be your family taking a new path with you. Potentially, because the strawberry, like I said, represents abundance, but also abundance shared. So it's not just a good path for you, I think it also is really beneficial for the people around you, pile 3. And 5. Okay. Let's unveil your cards, pile 3. Thank you for being patient while I shuffled everything. So we have the Citadel Oracle of the Puppeteer with the element of water, explanations, and apologies. So I know it says explanations and apologies, but what I'm really drawn to is the imagery of the hand pulling other people along with it. And that can technically be a negative connotation, but what I'm hearing, pile 3, for you is it kind of reminds me of what I was just saying, is I feel like other people are coming along with you. Like you're the puppet master or like the puppeteer of all of this. You're like the orchestrator, the conductor, maybe is a better word I would use. And yeah, explanations and apologies. We'll see what else pops out. That might come out more as a synchronicity, but then your tea leaf is the gong, an exciting event. Also, we think of gongs as announcing things. Then we have the deer and oat with healing. Yes, okay, so not only is it a new path for you in terms of, I think it's something that's more aligned with what you want with your heart, pile 3, but it's also something that will lead to a lot of healing. Maybe some are more wild, some are more forested. I'm really drawn to that because of the deer. I don't know if maybe you're even going to take up farming, if it's like a move somewhere. Or cultivating some sort of either livestock or crop. Very interesting. We've got the Hermit reverse. That's popped out a lot today. Seems to be a collective message with the Hermit. Something coming to light. I think that's your realization that, maybe I'm not so happy with the path that I'm on. Then we have the 8 of Cups. Yeah. Emotionally moving on from something. What was I telling you, pile 3? I was like, I think you're going to realize. And then the pride and the ego is let go. And you go, you know what? I think my heart is right. I think this is the path I want to take instead. Then we have the Seven of Wands as the heart of the matter. So a little bit of a conflict still with maybe yourself internally, because the Seven of Wands is defensiveness, right? We have, it looks like a badger and a fox fighting, both protecting their, well, at least the fox is protecting their babies, right? Protecting oneself, and it may even be an indication of family, like it's a protective move for your family as well. Like I almost seem probably like a mother, like a vixen, protecting her children, her pups. Like, I'm going to defend myself by emotionally moving on from this. And then we have the Five of Wands reversed, letting go of conflict of ego. Letting go of the fighting internally with what your pride says, but what your heart says. And you follow your heart, I think, or at least you're being encouraged to. And then you have the Four of Pentacles at the very end as the outcome. Remember what I said before about abundance, pile 3? With your strawberry, Four of Pentacles means reserving your resources, gathering resources. Okay, once again, that can literally mean maybe you're moving to like a farm or having a hobby farm of some sort, literally gathering resources in terms of like a crop or some sort of, product from the livestock or maybe plants that you graze. Or it could also be something that allows you to save more money. Maybe it's a less expensive lifestyle compared to what you've been living or the path that you were on before. Or it could even be something that like requires you to save a little bit more, but even though it might not be as lavish, at the same time, pile 3, it's something that is more in tune with your heart. It's something that I think might even be better for your family, or at least maybe a whole group of people that might be moving with you or going along with you on this path, whatever that might be. Okay, it's very healing. It's good for you. It's exciting. I mean, look at your gong, an exciting event. And then, yes, the puppeteer, let's look back at that where it said, I think it was explanations and apologies. I almost wonder, pile 3, if someone had actually introduced the idea to you in the first place. And it might be their dream. They might be a part of the group that is potentially coming along with you. And at first you kind of had denied the dream. Like, not that it was completely, like, you didn't do it out of malice, I don't think, pile 3, but I think a part of you is like, well, that's not realistic, or, well, I got this thing over here that I'm working on. It could have been, like, maybe a partner of yours, or, like I said, a family member that you live with, or a friend that you're really close to. And maybe they had pointed out something before that was not the best about the life path that you were on, or that they were on with you. And so part of this is almost like, well, you're doing it out of what you want, right, pile 3, but almost part of it is like an apology for having said no to that dream in the first place. It's like you go back and you're like, you know what, person, you were right. I think you were right. I think we should try this out. And, maybe you had initially kind of, denied it out of a fear of change. Maybe you initially had denied it just because you weren't sure yet. Like I said, it's not like your spirit guides are saying, how dare you have not immediately said yes, pile 3. Like, I think you thought it through. I think at the time you thought that was the right decision. Okay. But then something triggers that change and you're like, oh, maybe that is the best way for me to live. Maybe that is the path we should take together. Okay. I do want to ask one final question from your spirit guides. I want to know, like, what is the final trigger for this mental change in your mind? I want to know what comes to light, because that's another thing with the Hermit reversed, is something comes to light. That's what that means, as the inciting incident of what's taking place of the path that you were on before. Spirit guides, if there is like an inciting incident, like what's like a trigger moment for the potential perception shift of pile 3 on this and to maybe considering a different path, what is it? 3 cards, thank you. What is it? The 10 of Swords. You're done with that path. That's why. You're tired. I think your pride tried to hold it out, pile 3, but you get to the point of, man, I am so done. Because the 10 of Swords it's kind of a gory card sometimes, because sometimes it can mean betrayal, but I think in this particular situation, pile 3, this 10 of Swords says to me, this path has taken everything from me, and my heart is no longer happy. I'm done. I'm finished, okay? Maybe you even get a bit frustrated with it, but that's part of the trigger that makes you think of the new path. And we have the Three of Pentacles reversed. Okay, lack of teamwork. Okay. Maybe you realize that the other people involved on the initial path are not happy on that path with you, or it could be that people that you leave behind for the new path, you realize that they weren't really being fair to you in terms of teamwork in some way. Either way, the Three of Pentacles reversed means lack of teamwork. Okay. People not sharing the same vision, sometimes it can mean. And then we have the Ace of Cups, a new relationship. So that could mean that it is like you leave a relationship behind and then you have a new relationship, and then with that new person involved in your life, they have that dream, and then that's when you kind of realize, oh, maybe that is a good idea. Though I did say before, I think part of it is there's someone in your life who you initially said no to that idea to, and then you kind of come around to it. So it could also mean a reinvigoration in that relationship if it's one that currently exists with the Ace of Cups. A new understanding of the relationship. But most of the trigger point, pile 3, is you're frustrated and you're done. You feel a lack of coordination and teamwork and you're just finished. You're like, man, I am so sick of this path. Even though your pride tried to keep you going. It tried to tell you, keep going with this path. If you give up, you might feel dumb. Or you might lose something, or as fear of change, whatever your reason might be in particular, pile 3. But then it is better for you. It is a better path. It's healthier. It's more healing. You can reserve your resources more. There's more abundance. Remember what the strawberry said? It's exciting, like the gong says. And it's a life of less conflict, a life of less stress. A life of more peace. That's what I'm hearing. So that was a reading for today, pile 3. How exciting, you know. I always say with readings too, you have free will. You don't have to take a certain path if you don't want to. 99% of the time, when a spirit guide or multiple of them come forward to tell you about something, or like tarot readings in general, the future is changeable for the most part. Other than maybe some tentpole moments. So if you come along this path and you find that crossroads and you're like, oh man, what choice do I make? You can continue on the same path, pile 3. Okay. But I think based on this reading, you're going to be so done with it, especially with that 10 of Swords, you're going to be like, okay, let's try the new path. And I think if you do choose the new path, it's somewhere that's a lot better for you in terms of your heart's happiness. And I think the happiness of the people around you. So that's what I'll leave you with. I hope you liked it. I hope it resonated. If so, please like the video itself down below. Please comment beneath the video. Please subscribe to Lone Pine Tarot if you haven't done so yet. That just helps me out a little bit, which helps me provide more readings for both you and others in the future. And as is our tradition on Lone Pine Tarot, I wish you a wonderful rest of your day with new journeys that are more aligned with the heart and abundance along the way, of course. And I hope to see you in the next reading. Bye, pile 3.